Hey guys, it's Al with TechMadeezy, and thank you so much for clicking on our video. There it is, the brand new 10-inch misting fan. And look, that's the OG, right? The 18-inch misting fan. And what's the difference? Well, definitely 8 inches, right? But really cool to be able to take a smaller fan with you. A lot more portable, obviously, even though that's got wheels and a handle, which is nice. So why don't we go ahead and check this out? Let's get this party started. Hi, it's Al from TechMadeezy with a real quick message. I just want to let you know the video you're about to watch is not sponsored. We went out and bought the products ourselves. So, if you like our video, please give us a thumbs up. It definitely helps. Share our video. And lastly, we hope you subscribe to our channel and become a part of the family. Thank you. So I have some good news for you. We're coming out with an additional format for folks that don't have a lot of time. We call it a TechMadeezy Quickie. That's right. Everyone enjoys a good quickie. And what does that mean? Well, it means that the video will be about 5 minutes and it'll give you some of the information, right? So this is going to be in addition to our detailed reviews. So we might have 2 videos come out for the same product. One, an actual full review, and another that is a quickie. Now, if you want to find our quickies on YouTube, all you have to do is search at TME Quick, and you'll be able to find them. But I wanted to make you aware because, again, not all of us have a lot of time. So I hope this is something that really helps you. Here is what we're going to be covering in this video. If you want, hit pause, but we're going to continue on. Let's go ahead and get this unboxed. There it is. Wow, such a nice size difference, you know? And it's oscillating and misting. So yeah, let's go ahead and go over detailed specs, then we'll do a close look. All right. Well, we're greeted with Sunshine, by the way. She came in real quick to say hello. We are going to go over specs, pricing, all of that stuff. And by the way, if you just want to jump into the demo portion, I'm going to put a timestamp on the middle of the screen on the bottom. And you can go right in and take a look at the demonstrations if you don't want to know specs and you don't want to know pricing and the model number, okay? So let me move the camera over just a little bit while Sunshine sniffs the ground for treats. And let me tell you, this is a nice piece. So model number is FN1000 and the price is $179. Now this has 5 speed settings plus turbo, which makes 6. Max air volume is 1700 CFM. Max air speed is 20 miles per hour. Now this has a couple of oscillating angles, 60 degree, 120 degree, and 180 degree. The fan itself is also adjustable 90 degrees, and I'll show you that. I'll show you what I mean by that. Now, the misting water volume on low would be 0.66 gallons per hour. Medium would be 1.3 gallons per hour. And high would be 1.5 gallons per hour. This weighs 10.4 pounds, not bad, or 4.71 kilograms. Now this is also weather rated IPX4, and I'll put an image up on the screen so you can see what IPX4 means. And by the way, this does have Bluetooth. You'll be using the EGO Connect app, and I'll show you what that looks like in this video. And by the way, just so you'll know, January 2025, it is official. EGO is retiring the EGO app. They'll be going with the EGO Connect app and the website. So if your tools are already registered, don't worry. They're on the website and they'll sync to the EGO Connect app. You shouldn't have to re-enter them. By the way, Brooklyn has sat down to join us. If you want to just see her really quick, there she goes. All right, my 8-month-old lab, that sweet little girl. But she's hanging, which is nice. So again, we'll go over the app. And lastly, this is a 5-year warranty, which is nice. Now let's jump in for that close look. And afterwards, we'll do some demos and we'll also go over the app. We are going to now do our close look. We'll start off at the top and check out the handle. So this has got a nice handle. Again, around a little more than 10 pounds. We covered that earlier, you know, and then that doesn't include the battery, but nice big handle, plenty of room. Then you've got, obviously, your 10-inch fan. You got beautiful green blades in there. Again, this is brushless, so the motor should last a long time. And then we've got the misters, or I'm going to say the Mr. and the Mrs. You can see here on the sides. And the one thing they did too, which I like, is they protected them. You see that? So they're actually protected on the sides there like that. All right, so we're going to... Now you look at this left side, and I want you to notice this is adjustable. So it will go down a little bit. That's as far as it'll go down. But it will go up to 90 degrees, and it has a couple of click points. So there's your 90 degree, right? Just wanted to show you that. Again, looking at the left side, you'll notice also there's no adjustments, you know, to tighten this or loosen this. So this is just the way it's made to move, by the way. A good look at the back. You've got plenty of room for air volume. You've got a QR code you can scan also to register, by the way. And then we've got our control panel. Let's go over that real quick. So you've got the settings for the airflow, right? So lower, higher. So you've got 5 settings. Turbo is your 6th setting. Obviously, your oscillating settings, you have 3 of them there. Your misting settings, you've got 3 of them. Then you've got your power button. On the sides, you've got handles. So you can actually just grab this and lift it up. You've got your handles. Now let's take a look at the battery compartment. All right, here it goes. Let's turn this around and take a good look in here. So this is a pretty big battery compartment, and I'll tell you, it's nice. All the weight's on the ground. And you can see here now they're protecting the connectors, so I like that. Let's put a 2.5 amp hour battery in here for a minute. Now to release this battery, you just pull this lever up. But look how much room is left in here, man. They have room for the larger batteries. So yeah, you want to take the battery out. Just do that. So I really like that large release handle. Now, can I fit a 10 amp hour battery in here? I think I can. Check it out. Let's see. Let's get a 10 amp hour battery. There you go. Put this in here. All right. And we still have room. Went in nice and easy. That's pretty cool. What about a 12 amp hour battery? Let's try that out. Ooh, heavy boy, heavy boy. 12 amp hour battery. You know, fits right in, doesn't rub. Again, you still have more room. That's good. Because I don't know, I mean, if you look at a 12 amp hour battery and a 2.5, I mean, isn't that insanity? Right? It's pretty crazy. So that's good. They fit. Next up, I want to take a look at the bottom. All right, now this sits on a 5-gallon bucket. I'll show you that in a minute. All right, but if you look at this from the bottom, you're going to notice a couple of things. First of all, it does have rubber on all 4 corners. So depending on where you're going to be putting this, it won't scratch because it's got these little rubber pieces, so that helps. Here's where the bucket sits in. So the bucket goes right in here. Now here is where you would take the filter. And I've been checking this out for a little while, and I got to tell you, this is pretty nice. So I like that. But here is the filter, and it's got, as you could see, a little weight. You throw this right in a bucket, and you rock and roll. But what if you want to connect this to a hose? Well, you can. What you're going to do is you're going to take this off. Don't lose it. Check that out. I thought the hose connected right here, but it doesn't. No, you take this off, this adapter, you put it on here, nice and tight. And now you put this right on your hose, you know, which is kind of nice. So you can just put that right on your hose and rock and roll. All right. And by the way, this doesn't get in the way, just so you'll know. So when you drop, let's say you drop this into the bucket, right? What's nice is the bucket sits on the outer edge. So this actually is in the inside of the bucket when you drop it in. So there's no issue there. Isn't that pretty cool? And then when you're done, you just wrap this around. Don't forget, don't lose that, right? You can put that right there. So that's a good look at the bottom. Here's a good old 5-gallon bucket. And very simple. Again, you take this, you lay it right on top. And just make sure you put it in place. It is now wrapped around the bucket. Obviously, you would take the cord off and put the filter in with some water, but that works. That's pretty cool. Now I'm going to do some demos. I got a 2.5 amp hour battery in there. I'm just going to hit this power button. It's already on setting number 1. And you can see there's a little sound. You know, it's not the quietest, but it's not very noisy. So it's on setting number 1. Setting 2. 3. 4. 5. Turbo. And the light turns green. Now, the only thing I see so far is you cannot tell your battery percentage unless you go and take a look in the back. So you don't have a battery percentage to be able to look at. But oscillating, you could see here, you've got the 3 adjustments, the 60, the 120, and the 180. So if you press that once, it'll go to 60. See how it doesn't go all the way back? Now I'm going to put it to the second setting, the 120, and then it'll go back more on this side. And I'm going to put it on the 180, and it'll go back even more on this side. See how it goes all the way? Now if you turn it off, it will go and just because it'll turn itself straight. See that? Immediately turns itself straight. Obviously you've got your misting control here. Pretty nice. Let's take a moment now and go over the Ego Connect app. Now once you get the fan, all you need to do is put a battery in it. You don't need to turn it on, just put a battery in it. And what you're going to do is you're going to hit add, and you're going to press this button for 3 seconds, the power button. Now I will tell you, when you press the power button for 3 seconds, nothing lights up. So don't look for it. I did. I was like, wait a minute, nothing's lighting up. But as long as there's a battery in this and you actually press this for 3 seconds, a box pops up on the screen saying, do you want to add this device? And you say yes. It pairs very quickly. And after that, it will ask you if you want to register. And obviously that's important because that has a 5-year tool warranty. But let's go in the app for a minute and let's take a look. So when you go in the app, you'll notice that that is off, right? The fan is off. You can actually power the fan on right here. And you could see that that turned on. If you scroll down, you now have your airspeed settings. You can go 2, 3, 4, 5. So it reacts really, really well. Your misting volume, obviously you want to be, connected to a bucket or a hose, right? Oscillating angle. So again, it's going to automatically go on to 60 degree. And then you saw earlier that you can do the 120 and the 180. Turn that off, it straightens itself out. You can also use a timer. So you have a 10-minute timer here, right? You can do 10 minutes all the way to 12 hours and 50 minutes. And it's 10 minutes in between. Isn't that pretty cool? So I like that. That's pretty cool that you can actually use the Ego Connect app. Now let me tell you this again if you didn't hear it in the beginning. Ego is retiring the regular Ego app. So you'll need to download the Ego Connect app. Now as long as your tools are registered, they're going to sync to the Ego Connect app from the internet, because you can also go to ego.com and sign in and you'll see your tools. So don't worry. I've found so far everything works well. And this is nice because on Bluetooth, by the way, I was able to control this about 20 feet away on Bluetooth, even with objects in between like a wall. So the Bluetooth connection seems really strong on this. So I am outside. It is now 38 degrees. Super lucky because this morning it was 15 degrees. It's January, and I want to make sure that you see everything that this misting fan can do. Now, if you want to use a hose and you don't want to use a bucket, don't forget this adapter is on the bottom of the misting fan. You take it off, put it on your hose, and then you take off the filter that was on here, and it already has a little filter, as you can see, and you just screw it on and you use it as a misting fan. But if you want to actually use a bucket, let me show you how that works. All right, so this hose is on the bottom of the misting fan. Just take it off. I'm going to put the filter back on that I took off before. Now this is a weighted filter, all right? So it's actually got like a steel ball bearing in here in the tip. And what happens is this basically gets dropped into your bucket, and that weight really helps that, which is nice. And what's nice about this fan too is it actually fits on a bucket, on a 5-gallon bucket. So as you can see here, it is on the bucket. There's no issue. Now I am going to use the Ego app so I don't get wet. So guys, you can see we still have a little bit of snow, but it is 38 degrees and it is starting to melt. So I'm going to use the Ego app so I don't get soaked. Now it's going to be hard for you to see because of the screen. So I'll do the best I can. I'm going to turn it on up here. All right, so the fan will start. Okay, there it goes. So it's on. And it is on airspeed number 3. We'll turn on oscillating, and we'll do a 60-degree oscillating. You can see there, that's the oscillating. The mist volume is off right now. And let's go ahead and turn on misting volume medium. All right, it's on medium. And you can see it's misting, and it's not going to freeze because we're above 30 degrees. And the wind's blowing the mist, by the way. I'll put it on high so you'll see what high looks like. Again, it's going to be really hard, but hopefully you can see the mist. I'm coming up real close while, the camera. I think you can see it. I can see it, but I can't see it on camera right now. But it is misting. It is on high. Again, you can turn up your oscillation to 120 degrees. So really cool. I am now getting wet. So really cool, guys. Again, you can connect it to a hose. Obviously, we have the 5-gallon bucket. It sits right on it. Very, very cool. By the way, one tip, empty your bucket and then run your misting fan so it actually gets rid of all of the water in the lines. Okay, that'll actually help it last longer. I think that's also a part of the maintenance. So don't leave water in the lines, and just wanted to share that tip with you. All right, guys. Well, I have to tell you, I wasn't going to buy this fan because I can't afford to buy everything. As you know, we're not sponsored most of the time, so it adds up. But I'm glad I did because I really liked it. I thought it worked very well as a fan. I like that it has the misting options, and I like that you can change the angle of the fan, and it also oscillates, you know, 60 degree, 120, and 180 degrees. So I like that. The other thing I like is you can use the Ego app. Now, you don't have to. That's important because some people don't want to use a smartphone to use a product. So I like that you can use the Ego app if you want to. It is optional. All right, so I hope this video helped you in some way. And if it did, do me a favor, please. It really helps our channel. Take a moment, give us that thumbs up. All right, because again, this is not sponsored. And share our video with your friends and your family if you could. And I'm going to put our social media right up top. If you want, go ahead and follow us on social media. Send us a message. Check out our new Tesla channel. Look us up on YouTube right there. And if you have time, I'm going to put a video here on the right side of the screen that you can check out when you have a moment. And if you want to subscribe to our channel at techmadeezy, I'm going to put a nice round techmadeezy logo right here. Click on that round logo and you'll be able to subscribe and join the family. All right, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate your time.